Okay, we are going to be looking at challenge number 2 here. Again, I will remind you that if you haven't struggled through this challenge to try and make it work, then you need to do so. You need to work on it for a while, okay? And I've seen lots of varieties, again, of students creating this challenge and making it work. So there's lots and lots of ways to make it work, okay? I'm just going to show you one way that's probably the simplest, which I also mentioned in the previous lesson, that in some cases, simpler not only works better, but it just makes the mind at ease a little bit. So before we do that, just want to show you what you previously did. You made these blocks right here. So when this sprite clicked, repeat until spacebar is pressed that he'll move forward one step. And you've also looked at some loops, some continual loops, which are going to be really important for making this cat move forward forever. But first of all, this script that you created, when the sprite clicked, he's going to repeat until the key space is pressed, moving one step. So what that means is when I click on my cat, he should move forward one step forever until I press my space bar. So watch what happens. When I click on him, he starts moving forward forever. Okay, if I press my space bar, he stops. Okay, so he kept moving forward until I pressed the space bar. Okay, another thing that you might find interesting about Scratch is whenever an action is activated, it goes yellow, okay? And because this is being constantly activated, because it's in a loop, it will remain yellow, okay? If you don't have a loop, what it will do is just flash yellow when you activate that control. But if I click on him, see how it's yellow here on the outside? That means that is being activated right now. I can deactivate it by pressing the space bar. Okay, so what we want to get into is challenge 2. So the big idea here is this sprite is always moving forward forever. And it says not the cat. So I want to show you how to bring in a character that's not the cat. And it says if the user presses the arrow keys, the sprite points in the indicated direction and keeps moving in that direction. So big idea, he's always moving. If I press up, he'll move up forever. If I press to the right, he'll move to the right forever. If I press down, etc., etc., okay? So first off, let's go ahead and bring in a new character. So I'm going to trash my sprite here. I'm going to get rid of this script and bring in a new sprite. So to bring in a new sprite, it's right here. And I think I am just going to choose a sprite. Okay. And for now, I am going to be an apple. Okay. So there's an apple in the middle of my game. And let's get into the script. So first of all, I would suggest making the forward motion a separate script from the directional icons or directional events. So what I'm going to do is just basically say here, when again, it doesn't matter what you're using to activate it. I'm going to use the green flag. So when I click the green flag, he is going to be forever. You could do a repeat until if you want. I'm just going to do a forever, moving forward. Let's go with 3 steps. Don't want to have it happen too quickly. So if I click on the green flag, watch what happens. Okay. I can't make him stop moving. But what will happen at the moment, and this might be of interest to you, is when he gets to the edge, he just stops, okay, because he can't keep moving forward. So that's a little bit of an issue that you don't have to deal with right now. But if you want to, I can show you. There's something down here inside the motion controls called if on edge bounce. So what will happen is now, once he gets to the edge, he's going to bounce off of it. And he'll continually do that. So whatever edge he hits, he'll just turn around and bounce. Okay? So the next thing we need to do is basically make it. We already have the motion being activated. He'll always be moving forever forward. Is just make it so when you press certain arrow keys, he changes the direction. You don't need to make him move after he changes that direction. That will already be activated here. Okay? So the easiest way to do it, again, there's many, many complicated ways that you should please try. The easiest way to do this is basically now say, well, he's already moving forward. So now when I press the up arrow, I want him to point up. Okay. So let me just show you how this works. When I press the green flag, he'll keep moving forward, and pressing up won't deactivate that. But what will happen is when I press up, he starts moving up and forward forever. Okay, so you can imagine, I'll just show you one more control and you can do the rest of them. I'm just going to say, okay, well now, when I press the left arrow, what do I want him to do? Well, he's going to be moving forward, But what I would like him to do is change his direction. So I'd like him to point to the left. Okay, and let's just make this work at the moment. So here is, he's moving. I'm going to press left. I'm going to press up. And what I'd like you to do is make it so that in the course of this game still, or this program, when you press down, he moves down, and when you press to the right, he moves to the right. So go ahead and accomplish that yourself.